Pay attention to the beginning, because at the very beginning, the person who is presenting his work will tell you the topic. The person will start by saying, "Hello, how are you?" Sometimes the person makes a joke to break the ice, and then he or she comes with the topic. After this start, the person goes deeper, talks about details, and at the end of the presentation, we have the conclusion of the ideas and a call to action. When we are watching lectures, they have a call to action at the end of the presentation.
Hello, my friend, how are you? Today, listening strategies. We're going to identify the main subject, the main topic of what is being said by checking the context, the situation, and the cognates, words that are similar in English and Portuguese. Cognates are words that are similar. For example, this word here, therapy. It's similar between Portuguese and English. Acceptance, dialogue. These are cognates. And I start this class reading part of this book here to you, What I Learned on the Therapy. I bought this book at a drugstore. I was paying my bill and the clerk, the attendant, told me, "Would you like to buy one of our magazines today?" I said, I was almost saying, "No, thank you." And then I saw the title, What I Learned on Therapy. And I said, well, yes, I'd like to take one today. And I'm enjoying the reading of this book because you have a lot of illustrations. Anxiety, this is another cognate. Decisions, cognate. Hour, cognate. These are words that are similar. Voice, specialist, and now I'm going to read this comment from this student. My parents need to know what happens with me. My parents need to know what happens with me. Fernando, 11 years old, from Santa Catarina, learned that sharing the feelings, that when we share our feelings, the problems are solved faster. He's saying, when I was 8 years old, some guys from school started to call me fat. It happened when I was playing or during the physical education class. There was a time I wanted to play soccer with them, and they told me, fat people can't play. I suffered, but I couldn't tell my parents because I thought they would be worried. One day, I explained a little bit to my mom, and she took me to therapy. The psychologist talked a lot with me. We would read books about feelings. I didn't understand why those guys did that. And she said that it could be their problem. things they felt as envy. And she also told me that bullying is wrong. She also told me that it was important to tell my parents what was happening, talking about my feelings, because they would understand and help me. I tried hard until I could do it, because the psychologist explained that when we leave it for later, it takes longer to solve the problem. The school talked to the students about bullying, and the situation got better. And I also made other friends who are nicer. Word of the specialist. Many times, kids don't know how to name what they feel. And without knowing the emotion, there is no way to recognize it when it comes. So then they can cope with it. That's because of this absence of internal resources that kids tend to be quiet in situations like bullying. Explain to the kid that asking for help is also a way to help himself. Once there will be another person thinking together about what to do. And make it clear for the kid that no one has the right to practice any kind of physical violence or psychological violence against anyone. If this happens, the kid needs to tell an adult. Another tip, according to the psychologist, is identifying with the kid people who this kid can count and trust, and stimulate him or her to express what he or she is feeling with these people. We are reading a situation of this boy, and I identify situations of my adult life that can be similar to this. Last night, my wife was very upset. She was very disappointed because she was talking to her mom on the phone, and her mom started saying negative words to her, started using aggressive vocabulary and telling her things that don't make any sense. So I told her, love, tell your mom how much you love her, how much you respect her, how much we take care of her, and tell her that you will not accept words like those anymore because you don't deserve it. Sometimes within the family, we let aggressions happen and we just leave it. Oh, that's okay. Oh, he is nervous. Oh, she is nervous. No. We need to set limits to protect ourselves. Let's drink some water. One for me and one for you. Do you like full glass or half glass? Half glass? Okay. Now let me tell you, sometimes we disrespect ourselves. Sometimes we eat food that isn't healthy. Sometimes we abuse on social media, spending hours and hours watching things that are not positive. Sometimes we go to bed late. Sometimes we don't go for a walk. We don't set a specific time to take care of ourselves. All right, now this is your water. I'll leave it here to you. Please drink it after class. Now, let's warm up. Move your body, please. Move. Move your arms. Move your head. Move your neck. Move your legs. Move your hip. Move your hands, open and close your hands. Open, close, open, close, open, close, open, close, open, close. Rotate your shoulders. To the front now. Now move your neck to the left and to the right. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Okay. Now, let's do this exercise here. We're going to do this and this. Better said, we're going to do this as if we were swimming, okay? This movement here. You get your hands together here, you move forward, and you move back. Let's go. 1, 2. Let's go together. Come on. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release your body. Now, we're going to do up and down, okay? Let's go together. When we exercise, we activate the cells of our hippocampus, the region in our brain responsible for memory. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Relax.
Now let's stretch. We're going to open our chests and look up. And we open our arms. Let's count. You count for us. Please count. 1. Continue. You count. Okay. All right. Let me drink some water. Now, let's stretch up. Cross your fingers. Twist your wrists. Look up and stretch. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Okay. All right. Okay. Now we're going to breathe. As always, we breathe in, we hold, and we breathe out. We're going to breathe in 2 moments. We're going to do this. Then we hold and we breathe out. We do. We hold and we breathe out. Okay, let's go together. Stable position. And let's go. Breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. Trust me, you're not wasting your time when we're breathing. We're organizing our thoughts. We're getting balanced. We're cleaning things we need to clean. When we breathe in new energy. We breathe in pure energy. When we breathe out the worries. We wash the grudges that we hold that sometimes are stuck in our feelings. We wash them out. We breathe in new energy and we breathe out worries, loads, things we don't need to carry. When we breathe out, we relax the muscles of our face. We relax the muscles of our shoulders. We alleviate our loads. Okay? Here we go. Breathe in. Hold. Breathe out.
twice more, please. Breathe in. Okay, let's understand what is being said. Let's understand and identify cognates, words that are similar in English and Portuguese. Before we fly, I ask you, are you prepared? Tell me, yes or no? Yes, you're always prepared. And remember, you were not alone. You were never alone. Let's fly. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Hello, my friend. Sometimes we're thinking about so many things at the same time. It happens to me. And when it happens to me, I sit down, I breathe, and I start writing down my ideas, writing down my thoughts, writing down my fears. What am I afraid of? I take some notes, I breathe, and I try to rationalize these fears. Are they real? Are they just anticipations of things that might never happen? If I'm anxious, I go for a walk. I walk around my neighborhood. I walk around a park near my home. I call a friend. Our friends are always ready to answer these calls. And we can talk, laugh, remember things from the past. Remember moments when we thought we were screwed. And then we start to calm down our mind. We start to see things more clearly. We're landing, my friend. Welcome home. 3, 2, 1.
Hello, my friend. Let's apply listening strategies to understand what is being said. First, we need to know the context. When you show me the context, I understand where this conversation is going, right? I'm gonna share with you a conversation between Tim Ferriss, the interviewer, and Jim Layer, this amazing coach who prepares champions, athletes, gold medalists. And he's talking about something related to personal development. I'm gonna share with you, and we're going to analyze words that are similar between English and Portuguese. These words are called cognates. Listen to what Jim is saying.
the 10 minutes a day in the most reflective moments of peace and quiet that you can find in your day, so that you can begin to really get into the essence of what is important in your life. Who do you really want to be in the time you are here? Where do you want to invest your energy? How important is humility, is trustworthiness, is kindness, is compassion, of deeply caring and loving others and accepting others, respecting others, of being patient with others.
I just love the messages this guy shares. He's brilliant. Brilliant. Check this word. Brilliant. While he was talking, I translated to you what he was saying, and I was getting some words that are similar in Portuguese. He said the essence, the energy, the importance, compassion. Let's listen again.
So that you can begin to really get into the essence of what is important in your life. Who do you really want to be in the time you are here? Where do you want to invest your energy?
Who do you want to be in the time you were here? Where do you want to invest your energy?
How important is humility, is trustworthiness, is kindness, is compassion, of deeply caring and loving others and accepting others, respecting others, of being patient with others.
Yes. Now let me share another part of this conversation with you.
I was not prepared for what I got. We did this with thousands of people. So this is how this whole system. So I asked people to just think about who they are when they're most proud of themselves, when they are at what they would consider to be their very best, and particularly in a stressful circumstance, who they are physically, who they are emotionally, who they are mentally, who they are spiritually. Sometimes you show up and you're so proud of how you showed up in that very challenging moment. And you're not even sure where it came from, but it happened. It's not a fantasy. Sometimes this actually happens. So I asked them to write down the words. Let's say we write 6 words down. Sometimes I say 8. I think I do in the book, I say 8, because that's how our original exercise was. But have you write down the 6 words that would best describe you at your absolute best when you're most proud. When you do that, and you reflect on that for a moment, there'll be things that start to pop up. And so I would give people 5 minutes, 6 minutes to do it.
Just to clarify, so the 6 to 8 words are really just a starting point, and then if things begin to flow, they continue to journal for that 5-minute period?
Well, all I want at this point in this exercise is just the 6 words or the 8 words that you believe are representative of you when you're most proud of yourself, and often in a stressful circumstance when you are the best you can be. And that's it. That's as far as we go at this moment.
Okay. Now, he's talking about how we are when we are physically, emotionally, spiritually in our best. When we are at the best version of ourselves. How can we describe ourselves? And he asks you to write down 6 words that describe the best version of yourself. Let's enjoy a little bit more of this conversation.
Got it.
Okay. Then I collect those. Or I ask people to read out loud what those words were. And we go around the hall. Let's say there's 30 people in the group. And when we're finished, everyone is in the state of shock because they believe that everyone copied from their paper. Because everyone came up with the same bloody things. Almost, it was incredible. Noticeably absent from the list were the things that people often feel like they're chasing. I feel like I'm at my best when I'm winning, when I'm making a lot of money, when I'm winning titles, when I am finishing a great paper that just got accepted by a peer-reviewed group in some journal, on and on and on. No one ever mentioned those things. They would mention things like when I'm 100% there, fully engaged with others, when I'm trustworthy, when I'm compassionate, when I'm kind. And there was no prompting, nothing. But they went almost immediately to this moral and ethical category for determining who they were at their best. So then we did another exercise, and I'd ask your listeners to do the same. And it is equally shocking. And it's along the same lines. And so I asked them to write down 6 or 8 of the words that they would like inscribed on their tombstone if these words actually reflected who they truly were when they were here. These are true. What would you like inscribed, most importantly, in the highest priority on your tombstone?
What would you like inscribed on your tombstone?
And this is, you have passed now, but you would like to have these representing who you were when you were here. And so people, 5, 6, 7 minutes, they write them down. And I ask people to read their list. And everyone absolutely freaks out because the list is pretty much the same across the whole room. And no one coached anybody about anything. And again, the words that kept, showing up, a loving father. And no one said I was able to achieve, I made CEO of a Fortune 50 company, or I won an Olympic gold medal in my event 3 times, or, none of that was on any level was present. What they were actually referencing was their connection to other people. That was somehow a standard that was so deeply ingrained in the cells of their body. That's the gold standard of what kind of human being they were. And this is how they want to be remembered: a person of integrity, a person who was honest and loving and caring and humble and brought joy to other people's lives, was an optimist or whatever it was, but it had a very different flavor than what you would typically think. And then we compared who you are at your best and how do you want to be remembered when you're gone. And they were right there. It was like something important was being represented. I really came to understand that there is this hidden scorecard in all of us. Even though we're chasing all these extrinsic measures of success, we're going crazy and we think, if I just win one more event, if I win one more gold star, if I win one more competitive victory, I'll feel really good about myself. But that is not the gold standard of how you're going to evaluate how your life was lived. This hidden scorecard, I've found so many people who've been number 1 in the world. I've been fortunate enough.
All right. Then he keeps talking about this importance of being a good person. How do you want to be remembered? Comment here. 3, 2, 1. Hello, my friend. Let's identify cognates, and let's use these listening strategies to understand what is being said. First, listening strategies. To understand what is being said, my friend, you don't need, but it's better to know the context. Normally, the main information, my letter's terrible today. Normally, Normally, the main information is given at the beginning of the talk or of the audio or of the story. But sometimes we arrive and we need to understand what is being said. Now, I'm going to repeat the audios that we were working. And you will enjoy the audio, and I will be writing here the cognates, okay? Just enjoy the audio, and I'll be writing the cognates to you. Enjoy, because this audio is a blessing. Just enjoy. I will be copying the cognates for us. Just enjoy the audio.
Moments of peace and quiet that you can find in your day, so that you can begin to really get into the essence of what is important in your life. Who do you really want to be in the time you are here? Where do you want to invest your energy? How important is humility, is trustworthiness, is kindness, is compassion, of deeply caring and loving others and accepting others, respecting others, of being patient with others.
What I think would be really interesting to people listening is perhaps giving an example of an exercise that you could walk people through that would be reflective of something that you think has a high return on investment, or any kind of sort of high leverage exercise or question that if people listening to this could be anywhere, like you said, they're locked in. So certainly, the book fills this in great detail, but for those people who want a taste of things, something they could do, maybe they're out walking their dog for the next 30 minutes and they have the space. Is there something that people could try on?
Absolutely. I'll give you a couple examples, Tim, that had a profound effect on me and something I was not prepared for what I got. We did this with thousands of people. So this is how this whole system evolved. So I asked people to just think about who they are when they're most proud of themselves, when they are at what they would consider to be their very best, and particularly in a stressful circumstance, who they are physically, who they are emotionally, who they are mentally, who they are spiritually. Sometimes you show up and you're so proud of how you showed up in that very challenging moment. And you're not even sure where it came from, but it happened. It's not a fantasy. Sometimes this actually happens. So I asked them to write down the words that, let's say we write 6 words down. Sometimes I say 8. I think I do in the book, I say 8 because that's how our original exercise was. But have you write down the 6 words that would best describe.
That's okay. Check the amount of words that I got that are similar between English and Portuguese. Moments, peace, quiet, day, important, essence, energy, compassion, accept, respect, patience,
exercise, investment, question, minutes, space, effect, profound, system, circumstance, physically, emotionally, spiritually, fantasy. All these words are similar between English and Portuguese. That's why we call them cognates. Now please, select 3 words from this list here. 3 words. And invent one sentence using these 3 words. You have the energy to create sentences. You are physically, emotionally, spiritually prepared to invent examples. I'm trying to make sentences using all the cognate words. I respect you. You are patient and dedicated and disciplined and determined. Invent one sentence using these cognates. Comment your sentence, your example here. 3, 2, 1.
Hello, my friend. How are you? Welcome to nature. Welcome home. Forever VIPs, this is your home. Anytime you want. We have a meeting here soon. Stay connected. During this class, we're talking about ways to understand what is being said. Using cognates, using context. And for oral presentations, it's key to pay attention at the beginning of the speech. Pay attention to the beginning, because at the very beginning, the person who is presenting his work will tell you the topic. The person will start by saying, hello, how are you? Sometimes the person makes a joke to break the ice, and then he or she comes with the topic. After this start, the person goes deeper, talks about details, and at the end of the presentation, we have the conclusion of the ideas and a call to action. When we are watching lectures, they have a call to action at the end of the presentation. When we have texts, it's different because we have the title. And by the title, we have the idea of what is being said. We get the title, we get the first paragraph. It's easier. But when we're listening, try to capture the beginning of the presentation. If you come and you realize that you missed the first minutes, no problem. Pay attention, try to capture the context, try to understand the general topics, and pay attention to the end of the presentation, okay? In oral presentation, in speeches, in lectures, the main topic is shared at the beginning and at the end of the presentation. Okay? Now tell me, what is your favorite subject? What do you like to watch? What's your favorite topic? Comment here, maybe we can cover this topic in one of our classes. 3, 2, 1.
Hello, my friend. Yes, we're finishing one more class. And everyone, the whole stadium, is giving you a round of applause. To you. Congratulations. Yes. You're finishing one more class. I'm happy. I'm happy because I know you are progressing. I'm happy because I know you are taking one step ahead. At the end of each class, you have acquired new knowledge. You have acquired new vocabulary. You have acquired new points of view, new perspectives. And when we have new perspectives, we can see things that we couldn't realize before. We can get to places where we couldn't even imagine before. Sometimes one idea changes 1 degree in your direction. Felipe, 1 degree is nothing. Yeah, it's nothing here at the beginning, but on the long term, 1 degree makes a big difference. 1 step ahead. I'm happy. Progress means happiness. And I'm happy with your progress. Today, we talked about ways, strategies to understand what is being said. We heard this amazing Jim Layer, this coach from United States. This guy trained champions, gold medalists. We also studied cognates, words that are similar between English and Portuguese. And as we know, life is not a bed of roses, right? Sometimes things get a bit harder, right? And that's why I'll finish this class talking about the false cognates. Words that look familiar, but they mean something different. Okay? Let me grab a paper here. Come here. Come here next to me, please. I'm going to tell you about false cognates. Words that sound familiar, but they don't have the meaning that we think they have. false cognates. Let me try to implement an alphabetically sequence. Actually. When you read this word, you have the impression that it means atualmente, maybe. No, actually means in reality. I ask you, do you feel your progress? You can answer, well, Felipe, actually, I like, one moment please. Actually, I like these classes. Another false cognate, college. You read this word, you imagine colégio, but no, college is university. University is a cognate. I'm finishing college this year. Another false cognate, costume. Costume. You read this word, you think it's a habit, but no, costume is a fantasy clothing. I don't wear costumes. Another false cognate, data. This word data means information. You say, send me the data, please. Another false cognate, intend. Intend. This means want. I intend to go. I have the intention to go. Another false cognate, lunch. Lunch means almoço. I have lunch at 12. Another false cognate, pool. Pool. Another false cognate, push. Push. This is exactly the opposite of what we think. Push. Another false cognates, parents. Parents are mom and dad. Parents are your mother and your father. Another false cognate. Pretend. Pretend. Pretend means fingir. Now, please, I ask you to write one example using a false cognate. Comment your example here. If you need to learn faster, if you need our assistance, if you want to have benefits, advantages, please visit our platform. We are here to serve you. Thank you very much. I'm Felipe Dib. See you next class.